Fuzzy Biker here. There's La Rosa, the Himalayan, and we're here today to talk about this, the windscreen. This is a CalSci windscreen from my Royal Enfield Himalayan. I picked it up at Baxter Cycle in Marnie. There's the original windscreen, and there's the new one. So it's quite a bit of difference. This is about 18 inches from here to here, 25 or 22, I think, from here to here. The width at the top is about 14. The width at this point is about 18. It's got this neat little hole here to take care of back pressure. It's made of 3/16 plastic or plexiglass or whatever that stuff's called. It's got a nice curve to it, so the wind cuts around very well. An interesting thing is this, and it took me a while to get used to this. This is also plastic. I've had to wrap my head around that one, but I've got, like I said, almost 1,000 miles on it, and it's worked just fine. I looked it over for any defects or cracks, but everything seems to be holding out well. If there's anything that goes wrong in the future, I'll let y'all know. Very nice product. It did have a little bar that goes here, and I didn't like it, and it actually fell off, so I've got it in my pouch over here, but I'm not going to put it on. It makes this into kind of a dark hole. I wish these were made out of a lighter product, or maybe even out of a clear product, since they're plastic anyway, you know. But anyway. So that's how it's made, pretty well made. Easy to put on. You just take these 4 screws out, 2 here, 2 here, you pop it off. You know, here's the old one. And then you just put this one on and put the screws back in. Like I said, I left the bar off on here. It blew off and I left it off. You know, I could have put it back in and epoxied it in with black epoxy, but like I said, I didn't want it there. It made that into a dark space, and I didn't want that. So easy to put on, no problems there. How does it interact with the bike? Well, it actually, initially, I really liked it. The first 135 miles, it worked perfectly. Something I had to get used to was when you look down here, this kind of moves a little bit. Not very much, but enough that if you're the kind of person that kind of thing bothers you, that will definitely bother you. Up here, you don't see it moving at all. You're, you know, it just seems like a normal old windshield. So I was running down the road, just enjoying myself, and right at 135 miles on this, it just bent over flat. It went from this to this. These two had pulled out. So I pulled over, I fixed it. These are actually, they call them well nuts. They're kind of like a pop rivet, but you screw them in. So I put it back together and I limped myself home. I was about 20 miles from home at the time. Called CalSci the next day. They knew exactly what I was talking about. Offered me a couple solutions and would immediately mail the parts out to me. Well, one of the solutions was to put screws in here. Well, the screws that are in there, but put big pan washers on the back and lock nuts. So I just went down to my hardware store because I didn't want to wait. And for $1.50, I bought the down here below, the lock nuts and the pan washers. They tell me that all future ones are going to be made with a different system to get rid of this problem. Now the product works very well, so I'm willing to put up with it. And like I said, I've got about 1,000 miles on it already, and I'm very happy with it. Effect on the bike, I think it's taken a mile or two of my gas mileage away. I think it cuts the wind better. It's got a good curve to it. Makes a nice air bubble around me, so it's comfortable. I think the bike seems more stable, and in hard winds, I don't get buffeted around a lot. My body reacts very well. My helmet, my sight line is actually just over this. I'm 5'9" with a 30-inch inseam, and my sight line, I'm actually looking over this. So I'm not looking through the windshield, and I'm looking over by a good amount. There's no wind buffeting on my helmet, just none at all. It's just my helmet's quieter, and it's a smoother ride all the way around. My body, my helmet, my everything. I'm just much more comfortable than I was before. My arms, from just below my elbows, or just above my elbows, actually, to my arm, to my hands, are in the wind. But above my elbows, I think I'm okay. I didn't get any rain to drive through, so I don't have, I don't know what it's like in the rain yet. It should do very well because, like I said, it kept all the wind off my chest for sure. Here's a look of it from this side. And what I really like about it is a big gravel truck goes by or a semi goes by, I've got somewhere to duck behind, you know, or when I'm driving on gravel roads, and I have drove a bunch of gravel with it already. If a car comes by, I can get behind it so I don't have to worry about getting a rock hit, or at least not as much of one. So very good in that sense. So what are the pros of this? Well, I think it looks well made if they can fix the problem, and they say they can, and they say they have. The company was easy to deal with. I called them up, you know, there was no runaround. They knew exactly what I was talking about, and they were absolutely willing to do what it took to take care of the problem. No nonsense with them at all. The workmanship otherwise looks very good. It's laser cut, it's smooth on the edges. You know, I've gotten these before where they're actually kind of rough on the edges. They're not polished, and this one seems polished. It changes the way the bike rides. It just makes this bike a whole much more rideable, especially on longer rides. I've got a 400-mile ride today, and without that, it would really be a chore. With this, it's going to be much more pleasant. I would say that's the key thing. It's much more pleasant. It changes the way the bike is. It's better all the way around. Cons would be, well, the problem that I had, the breakdown. And the other thing that I'm worried about is the plastic, this stuff down here, and how it mounts. Now they say, if you get on their website, they say this is incredibly strong and it'll hold up forever and all that neat stuff. And like I said, I've looked at it and I haven't found any damage at all so far. Anything to indicate that there will be a problem. So at 1,000 miles, I'm sitting pretty good with that. Conclusion. Like I said, game changer. Makes the whole bike much more rideable, a lot less effort on my body, a lot more, and I'm not going to get as buff because I'm not fighting the wind all day, but you know, it's just a lot more comfortable. It's gives me a place to hide, you know, gravel trucks, on gravel roads with cars. It will keep, it should, I didn't ride any rain, you know, just patted a week. I put it on a week ago yesterday, and I haven't had any rain to drive through yet, and I'm not going to drive in the cold with the rain. But it's made the bike a whole lot, you know, more rideable, a lot less buffeting on the body, you know, just much more comfortable to ride, and a much more secure feeling on the motorcycle with it. All right, y'all, CalSci makes them, Baxter Cycle sells them. You can call them up, Marnie, Iowa, or go to their website, baxtercycle.com. Or go to CalSci's website and look them up. Very good product. I posted pictures of this on our Facebook group and got a lot of real positive responses from people that have had this product on their bikes, different bikes, of course. But if you have one of these, let me know what you think of them. If you have one of these on your Himalaya, let me know what you think of it. All right, y'all, I got a 400-mile ride ahead of me. I'm going to go hit it. Wahoo! This is the repair completed. Large pan washer and a little nylon insert or fibrous lock nut. Yep. The other side still looks the same, and I've got the black covers to cover that up. So now just put it on the back on the bike. Wahoo!